everybody. Thanks for stopping by the Today in AZ After Show. It's 7:30 or somewhere in that vicinity, so that means it's time to get going. Hope your Tuesday's treating you all right. Back to school, back to work. You guys do anything fun yesterday?
No. I wish I did, right? We worked in the morning.
Monday.
Yeah. Not really.
Today is my daughter's second birthday.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Addie. We love you. So we decorated the house Elmo style yesterday.
Love the Elmo days.
So she gets to live in that for a week until our big party on Saturday.
A whole week?
Fun.
Yeah, because I don't want to decorate on Saturday. So I'm like, let's make it a week affair.
I like that. What kind of cake is she getting?
My mom makes this special cake. Have you guys ever heard of the Kathy's Rum Cake locally? I don't know. So my mom figured that recipe out gluten-free, and it's really, really good.
Is there rum in it?
I think it's rum extra.
I was like, this is her second, right?
No, my parents don't drink, so definitely not. But it is so good. It's a strawberry filling. Oh, it's so good. So she's going to make it special.
That's actually a pretty solid segue here, because I know a lot of you watching this morning have kids that are pretty picky eaters. Maybe you're a picky eater yourself. We have an interesting story we'd like to share and talk about this morning. Doctors in the UK say a teenager's love for French fries and bread caused him to go blind. So this 14-year-old, self-described as a fussy eater, apparently ate nothing but white bread, processed meats, and French fries since he was in elementary school. He showed up at the doctor's office, said he was tired. Yeah, no kidding. Blood tests showed he was anemic and had low B12 levels. This went on for so long, though, that he eventually lost his sight, and it's to the point where he's not going to get it back. Apparently, if you have some optic issues as a result of malnutrition, if you catch it earlier enough, doctors can do something for you, but at this point, not so much. So this morning we're discussing, one, do you have any picky eaters at home? Do you know anyone who might fit this bill? And two, do you even believe that this is really what's going on? Because there are some researchers that have weighed in on this story and say this seems like such an extreme case.
There must be more to it.
That, yeah, it's probably something in terms of what the way he was raised, whether it's an environmental factor or a genetic factor that might have something to do with this.
My first question is, why is the parents letting him eat like that? Like without stepping in.
That's always the first question.
You know what I mean?
Well, Vanessa.
Well, I was a kid.
Where do I begin, Vanessa?
Wait, but I was a kid and I was a picky eater growing up, right? And my mom used to have to make separate meals, and until a certain age she was done. She was like, forget it, you're eating what I'm making and that's it. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, they have control. I mean, you like,
to a point.
You know?
I know, believe me, I never thought I would be one of these mothers who was like, ugh, too picky eaters. I tried everything. I used to make their food from scratch. I can't even make rice. I did all this stuff. But anyway, so now, you know, they're very picky about what they eat. Not horrible. I mean, they're much better now. They've gotten over it. But people would always say, if you serve salad and you give it to them, they will eventually eat it. I'm like, you have not met my children? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm serious. They will abstain. They just won't eat.
Really?
And I've had friends that it will go on for days.
That's wild to
Like if
me.
you only offer whatever, green beans.
Right. I was going to say that.
They will literally walk away and they will not eat. They will have.
My parents used to make me sit at the table until I had 5 green beans, and I would cry. And they're like, "Oh, you can get up when you're done." So then I would plug my nose and swallow them.
No, we can't get them.
Do you like green beans now?
I do now. Yeah, but I didn't back then.
No.
Crazy.
It's so hard, though, when the kiddos won't eat, and especially if you're out at a restaurant and you don't want them to throw a fit, but you also don't want to feed them French fries and chicken fingers because that's what's on every kid menu. So, you know, sometimes you have to get creative, and it sounds like you tried that, and it just... Sometimes it just doesn't happen.
My youngest brother subsisted on only chicken fingers and macaroni and cheese for probably 10 years. And as far as I know, his vision seems to be working out okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that as a parent, this is something you have to start young, right? Like I've got a couple friends of mine that never went the baby food route, that they always just diced up or blended what mom and dad were having. Once we're at the point where we're eating solid foods, if mom and dad are having steak and potatoes, guess who's getting a steak and potatoes slurry? It's the little one. And it was always the same thing. They cut tiny things up and put it on the plate and be like, this is what we're having tonight. So
I wish I could go back. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes. I need to go back.
I need to go back.
I need to redo.
You can try again.
No, we do that. We're sticklers for food in our families. My husband and I love to eat. I know we all love to eat here on on the morning show. And so, yeah, I mean, I try, and I have you can ask your husband, see if this is correct. I don't know if this is true, but like when I'm pregnant, I try to eat everything, even if it makes me sick. Because I'm hoping if the baby tastes a little bit of everything, maybe they won't be allergic to peanuts when they come out, or eggs, or whatever else. And so then, yeah, my husband and I, if we're having salad, the kids are having salad, and
so good.
It works really well for the oldest. Now the second one, she's definitely pickier, but we still try and get her to eat the veggies and everything. And I don't know, you can only do so much. Like, you don't want your kid to starve.
Right.
I know.
Zori, one of our top fans on Facebook, weighs into the comment section. This is your way to join the discussion, by the way. She says, we have 5 kids, so yeah, we have some picky eaters. It's ridiculous. One of our kids is autistic, and he's not the problem. It's funny, like, if you'd like to share, I think that all of us as kids had that one food that was like our staple, our go-to.
Oh, totally.
What was yours?
Oh my gosh, everything. I don't think I was a picky eater though.
Wasn't either.
But yeah, I'm still like, I can eat pizza any time of day. Cold, hot, otherwise, how many days old, I don't care.
I would say roughly 50% of my meals are in a tortilla these days, in some capacity, whether it's tacos or breakfast burritos.
No.
When I was younger, I loved macaroni and cheese. Loved
See,
it.
I was that way, but only the blue box. If you had weird shaped noodles, Spider-Man noodles, get lost. Velveeta shells, no chance.
I was still eating mac and cheese probably up until like I was 25. Pretty regularly for lunch. Like, I graduated to like the Velveeta shells and cheese, but I was still like, I would just eat a whole box, which probably explained a lot, but I don't recommend it.
Justin says, I don't do condiments. Any condiments at all? No ketchup, no mustard, no mayo, nothing? Zori says this makes sense. Brian says I'm not a picky eater, but I still don't like peas. Never have. Do you have that one food that you still, as an adult, were like, I didn't like this when I was little. I don't like it now.
Yeah, I have tons. Raw onions.
I don't like them either.
Yeah.
To me, it's a lot of texture things. Like some foods just have a weird texture, and I don't like it. But I'm a picky eater, so I'm like maybe I don't know. Maybe I cursed them.
I don't know.
Texture for sure, like oysters. Like I don't see how anyone would ever take pleasure in eating something like that.
So you like oysters?
Oysters and a martini is like the best way for me to start an evening.
Have you ever had it with a tequila shot?
No.
Oysters with a tequila shot.
I put beer in mine, like beer and some hot sauce. Yeah, and you mix it up.
I've never tried the beer. I do the hot sauce for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of beer in there. They especially do it like in Rocky Point, and that's how I learned it actually when I went to Rocky Point a long time ago.
I'm gonna try that next time.
Yeah, and you mix it up, and then people shoot it.
Spicy horseradish, man. I want
So my famous picky eater story, though, have you heard of like Anderson Cooper? So he's famously a picky eater. So he just doesn't believe that he doesn't enjoy food, is the way he says it. So he's like, I know I have to eat to survive, but he doesn't like it. So what he would do is, months at a time, he would eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like oatmeal.
Yeah.
And then he would do that for months. He's like, I have to eat. And then maybe 3 or 4 months later, he would just eat a baked potato, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's it. So then, like, recently, he switched to a liquid diet because he's like, I just don't enjoy it. There's a million other things I'd rather be doing than eating.
I mean, I wish I had that.
Right here too. Actually, we used to have an old coworker here that all he drank was shakes, like drinks and shakes and a salad. That's all he ate.
He said the same thing. That he didn't like food.
He was in the best shape.
Bizarre. Yeah.
And I sat across from him, so when I would bring my lunch over, I could just see him at his desk. Like, I could smell it a little bit.
He would chew on like
imagine.
That was the only thing.
It was odd.
His skin was phenomenal. I don't know. I wish I could go for that diet. I just can't do the shakes 24/7.
I just look forward to eating so much.
Me too.
Literally every meal, I'm already thinking about my next meal. I just can't imagine what that's like.
You ever do that thing where you're playing a mental game with yourself where you're like, well, I get to have this for dinner tonight, so the rest of the day is better off?
I like to
you
say
even
that.
go a step
I like
further.
to say
Like,
that.
I'm going to eat this tonight and that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like I'm ready to go. Like it's often the only thing I have on the horizon.
I love it. And I was so excited to see that you guys have Arizona Restaurant Weeks. I've already
Yes.
calendared it.
Love it.
So we had that
So
in Houston.
fun.
And they ended up expanding it to a month because it was so popular there. So I see it's like 10 days here. So my husband and I are already looking, make our open table reservations. Like we just live to eat.
Well, it's seasonal too. We have a summer one and a fall one. So you get, or it's like 2 of them, I think.
Ooh, I like it.
So, on the flip side of this, we actually, with my son, we have to go the opposite direction, not like force him to eat everything, because he will stuff it all in his face and then some. And so we're like, okay, if you're not hungry, it's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to finish the food on your plate. So, there's the picky eaters, then there's the like,
the overindulgers.
I love food a lot. I don't know where he gets it from.
I know, my son's a snacker. He eats healthy snacks, but literally there's some days where we'll be home after school if he doesn't have an activity, and I'm like, he's been grazing for 3 hours. I'm like, the kitchen is now closed. You have to go away.
Preschool has ruined the snacks system.
Yeah, the snacking thing. Oh, gosh.
Zori said her 14-year-old could live off of Takis and Oreos if I let him.
Yeah, I probably could do that too. Diana, if you're stopping by her house for dinner, she says you're eating what I made or you're not eating.
That's what
Simple
Sheila
enough.
says too.
No, I just my back to the original story. Like I'm like, parents, can't you be like, you need to eat these vegetables. And I'm not a parent, but I know what my parents did to me, and I just don't get how they let them get away with just those 2 food items.
No, I mean, I definitely, I force my kids to eat a lot of stuff all the time. Or I'm like, at least try it. Have the one bite, and we do we'll give you $1. We'll give you $2.
Yeah, bribe them.
Like, at least try it. And they have expanded their repertoire of food, but it is like you have to force it sometimes, and it's it makes for some very painful dinners.
I think it's just it's catching it early. It's just like anything.
Yeah,
once you develop a habit of not eating
redo.
the things you don't like, why the hell would you ever want to eat the things you don't like again?
Yeah.
It just has to be ingrained.
I see a lot of parents posting on Instagram that they have their little babies trying different veggies. They're like, oh, they tried carrots today and they like it, or they give them broccoli and they're like, they didn't like broccoli, so they just go through all the veggies.
I read one of those baby books was like, you have to introduce a food, like I can't remember the number, but it was like 6 or 7 times before you give up on it altogether. Like even though they say no, push it away, like still try it, no, push it away. I think I just messed up that whole thing. I think I gave up.
Lisa says she's a plain eater. No sauces, no condiments, and not because she's trying to cut calories. She just doesn't like it.
Wow.
You're a purist.
Again, I wish.
Yeah.
I know.
The sauces are where it's at, and that's where all the calories are.
Yeah, always.
I had a chicken sandwich yesterday with some ranch. It was amazing. It wasn't one of the popular ones. It's from a place in Scottsdale that just opened. You guys have both been there, the Hot Chick.
Oh, yeah.
So
they serve food
They
there.
serve food. Yeah.
When I was there was no eating going
right.
on. Yeah, it was pretty late night.
And they had all the condiments on the side, and I was like, I'm gonna try some ranch. It was amazing.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
good. Yeah.
I never think to put ranch on a chicken sandwich, but I bet that's.
Oh, you can put ranch on anything.
Oh,
you really can.
just about.
Big sauce guy. All right, we'll get back to some of the food discussion in a second. Let's take a break for ICYMI. In case you missed our show this morning from 4:30 till 7, this is one of the moments you may have missed on Today in AZ.
7 people have requested this at a drive-thru. What is this? Let's check in with your Whoa, a phone number of the person at the window. That's brave. Tartar sauce for French fries.
Is that good?
Christopher says ice cream for your McDonald's fries.
That is good.
Chris actually inspired me there. What about just a Big Mac? I know some people do it ironically at other fast food joints. Yo, give me a Big Mac.
And that's not, not at the right
no, this is
place.
Burger King, pal. Get lost.
Interesting. Okay, we'll send in your guesses at 602-444-1212, and we will reveal the answer around 6:45.
Also coming up on the show, what was you doing? Oh, we didn't get the answer there.
The answer was
doggy treat.
That was dog treats.
Yeah. Which is cool. I see that a lot. People posting on Instagram again. They're like, oh, my dog's enjoying the little Starbucks.
Yeah,
that's so cute. I've seen the
thing.
Starbucks ones.
The puppuccino or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And they love it. The dogs love it. But then in my head, I'm like, that's going to make a mess in your car.
I think people don't care. Yeah. What was it? Was it a commercial? Or I'm trying to remember if it was a commercial or a TV episode where it was like where you go to a place that like we only serve donuts. And then you just start asking, well, do you guys have cake? No, literally, we only serve donuts. They just keep I like to do that. We have a place called Nothing But Bunt.
Oh, yeah.
The bundt cakes, right?
So good.
And then you're like, well, do you have pie? What about donuts? So nothing but bunts, lady.
Or you have mini buns or a big
mini
bun?
buns, big buns, tamales, nothing? What else do you serve? Nothing but buns.
Zori says, my husband is picky only because everything needs to be homemade, not eating outside of the house.
Wow.
Lucky guy.
Elaine ascribes to the whole eat what I make or cook for yourself with her 2 teenagers. She says that works. That's the line my mom gave me once you're old enough to operate a stove safely. It's like, well, if you don't
Then
want
I feel like they're going to choose like the kid, the French fries and the chicken nuggets, right? That's the thing.
Diana just says salsa makes it all better. So if you when in doubt,
true.
slash some
pico.
salsa.
Oh my gosh, I can put pico on literally anything.
You know what I'm in the mood for? Some fresh squeezed juice.
Let's do it.
What do we have? Looking for some life advice? Why ask a justice? Why not? Well, that's exactly what J-Lo did. Yes, she asked the Queen. The pop star is preparing to say I do, of course, to baseball legend Alex Rodriguez. But first, she consulted with Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Did you call her the Queen?
Yeah, everybody loves her. She's having a huge resurgence right now. Did you see the documentary on RBG?
She's awesome. In her 90s, right?
Yeah, and she's literally amazing. So, of course, why wouldn't J-Lo and A-Rod go to, that's a lot of initials, RBG, to say, what is the secret to success? Because, you know, she had a famous love story. I don't know if you ever saw that Battle of the Sexes, the movie about her. And so...
Well, I like her response.
RBG says, it helps to sometimes be a little deaf.
Yes, literally and figuratively, I'm sure.
I think that is so true. Or just pretend you're deaf. I had to learn that sometimes with my husband, because I'm like, he thinks out loud. And so he'll ask questions. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, he literally wants me to like give an answer. And then I realized, no, he's just thinking out loud. So it's, if he says it 3 times, then I'll respond. That's kind of awesome. I just act like I'm totally deaf. Yeah. It seems to work better. I'm like, he just thinks aloud. But now I've learned. So J-Lo, of course, got engaged back in March. And I'm dying for the wedding.
I know. That's going to be an amazing wedding. Like, seriously.
I just hope that this one lasts, because
it's her third, right?
Or 4th.
Is this her 4th one now?
Maybe
imagine getting married. I'd just be
or
tired
maybe
by
4th
then.
engagement.
Okay, I think that sounds better. 4th engagement.
Do it at the courthouse.
But I feel like A-Rod, he could possibly mess this up. So I'm really concerned about it.
This is his second, right?
This would be his second. But he famously, you know, he loves the ladies.
Just to say he cheats.
You better not break her heart.
But remember at the beginning, I remember in one of our juices, we did even bring it up that he started to cheat on her, and then she caught him. Like, he was text messaging.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was another baseball player's wife, right?
It was or a playgirl or something. It was some model chick or something, and then she was letting everybody know,
DMs,
that's what he was doing. And then, so I feel that's why they're always together 24/7. So she
got him on a leash.
can keep an eye on him to make sure that he doesn't.
That's not a great way to start.
No.
Right?
No, thank you.
Not always a great way to start.
But I feel like for a lot of those celebrities, it's not about love and like the same things that you people ascribe to in your marriage. It's just about being a power couple and having the access and the resources and the means that they have. Like, I mean, a marriage is just that. It's a contract.
Well, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're a major power couple.
Right. Like, they probably don't even like each other.
Yeah.
Like, if I were one of those people, I would assume I would detest someone like me. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm A-Rod and I've got the world at my fingertips and I've got millions and millions and any woman or thing that I want, any tangible thing, why would I want to share that with somebody? Why would I want, especially if that person has the same access? How does either one of them put their head on the pillow at the end of the night and be like, I'm totally content in knowing that this person is all about me and me only? Because that's not true.
You want to have a
that's
life partner. You have someone to
companion,
share your
a best friend.
With. You know, J-Lo would say that I think recently I was reading something because I am obsessed, and she was going on saying that, you know, she's been married a lot of times, but at the end of the day, she is a romantic, and she's like, you have all this success, you have all these people, you have all this access, but at the end of the night, it is just you laying in a bed alone.
Yeah.
And she likes companionship.
I understand the companionship.
With someone.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe this is just me thinking out loud, so feel free to ignore me the first 2 times I say it. But how romantic is it when you have infinite money and infinite resources to do anything? Like, if I left you a trail of rose petals leading into the house on Valentine's Day, you might think that that's a really sweet romantic gesture.
Yeah.
When A-Rod does that, not only is he doing that to the nth degree, but you know damn well he didn't do it. He paid somebody to do it, and it was like, I'm going to pay this company to give you the best Valentine's Day surprise. So is that really from the heart? No, it's from his wallet. And both of them have more money than God.
But
he initiated the idea or came up with it. I don't think it's
He found it on Pinterest?
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm going to romanticize it.
No, they're cute. Like, when I went to Vegas and I saw her live performance, he was in the front, like, recording and so excited. And you could see it on his face. He was, like, cheering for her and, you know, it's still recording her stuff on his phone. Like,
I feel like so because I do follow the 2 of them because I waste a lot of time on this. That I think for him, he's seeing someone at the top of their game who's in their 50s.
Yeah.
And he has definitely been at the top of his game when he was much younger. Now he's got his TV contract and this. I know, I hear you. But I think for him, and his daughters are super fans of hers, and the whole family unit, and culturally they're very similar, that I feel like he just looks up to her. This woman is doing everything all at the same time right now, and she's 50. I mean, there's something
killing it.
You ever heard about her regime, though? Like, she gets like 10 hours of sleep a night and has like 2 live-in nannies. And like, so it's like, you call her Superwoman if you want.
Yes, I want all of it.
She's got a lot of help. She got an army behind her.
That's okay.
So we got a question here from Merle that we need to address back on the food topic here. She says, why do women want crunch in their food? Men cannot deal with it. Ladies, the floor is yours.
Is that a thing? I never knew that was a thing.
Me, yeah.
I mean, I love crunchy food, but Do you not like crunchy food?
I have no problems with crunchy food. I don't think that that's what she's getting at.
Like, because it's irritating?
Like, they want something that has a crunch in it, like as a little extra punch, like a salad, for example.
I like
you
a
need
salad
a
that has a little
or a
crunch
tortilla
in it,
strip.
or a little granola, pine nuts.
Just because it tastes good? That's why.
It's a texture thing.
Yeah, I mean,
See, now a lot of people
delicious.
use this argument to put cucumbers in salads. And
so
to that I say, nay. I do not need that kind of crunch.
And on sandwiches. Have you guys ever put cucumber?
Yeah.
Wait, is that good or bad? I put it in my
I like them on
sub sandwiches.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
good.
You want to talk about texture things? Raw tomato on a sandwich? Can't do it.
So good.
I love
can't do
tomato
that
on so many things. On a sandwich, the sogginess and the mushiness.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That is not
It
good.
gets a little sloppy.
You
It
have to get
slides
lucky
out
to get a
anyway.
tomato that's even like ripe enough to be on a
Gonna
sandwich.
stay-
A lot of the places that put tomatoes on sandwiches have no business doing that.
Yeah, well, I eat sandwiches privately because
Privately? A private sandwich consumer.
nobody. Yes, it's embarrassing. I cannot eat sandwiches in real life around people.
Is it because it's too messy?
Yes, it's falling in their gluten and the bread, and like you guys would just be like, oh.
I don't like. So that's the thing. Since I was a little kid to now, I don't like tomatoes or onions. Never have I ever liked them. Nothing.
Yeah.
Even since I was a little kid. And they say that your taste buds change every 7 years.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
that's why sometimes you end up liking broccoli when you didn't like it
What
originally.
about pasta sauce then? You stay away from
I like pasta. I like ketchup. I just don't like
Raw tomato.
raw.
Yeah,
See,
and
that's the thing
even
with tomatoes and onions, they end up in everything.
true because they add flavor, right?
Yeah.
In there. But with the
the
pasta
same way,
sauce,
though. He
I don't
doesn't
pick the
like raw
chunky tomato one because I can't handle that. Like I'll pick them out. Like,
Have you tried tomato with bacon ever?
what?
Yes, like a BLT.
No. I stay away from tomato altogether.
No, as I mentioned, I hate tomatoes. Try again.
Random Saturday, fry yourself up some bacon, go with a little slice of tomato, and just dabble.
Oh,
See what you
I
think.
don't think I could do it.
No? Too
All right,
much.
all you picky eaters out there, I hope you don't go blind because then you'd miss the show and you'd be stuck with our annoying voices and not our annoying faces
Audio.
too. Yeah, anyway, that's it for us. We're back here tomorrow, 7:30, same time, same place. See you for the after show then. Whole new topic, whole new discussion. Maybe eat some vegetables today. That's the message to take away. Don't go blind.
Have a fabulous Tuesday. Eat some tacos. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, girl.